Wherever reaching us from around the world, you're welcome to Enterprise Television. And still on countermeasures, let's have a deep dive into the Niger Delta region, the very oil-rich region. And particularly, we're doing an expose still on everything happening in Ndokwa, a community, where we have it that the Delta State Deputy Governor, Onyeme, has reaffirmed his commitment to promoting peace and development in Utagba-Ogbe and the wider Ndokwa area. Speaking during a courtesy visit by the Utagba-Ogbe community in Asaba, Onyeme emphasized that he is not an enemy of any part of Delta State and called for unity and cooperation to foster progress. He expressed gratitude for the community's support and urged residents to stand behind the current administration, highlighting the governor's tolerance and responsiveness. Onyeme addressed concerns about electricity, noting that the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, known as the BEDC, has begun installing poles in Utagba-Ogbe, and the federal government is actively handling the step-down process for power supply in the region. However, he condemned recent acts of violence and online attacks under the guise of peaceful protest, which included physical assaults and property destructions. Onyeme stressed that such actions hinder development efforts. He called for patience, ensuring the people that efforts are ongoing to ensure that Ndokwa land is properly electrified soon. I have comrades to do justice to all that we have today and more. Hopefully in the next 1 hour we will do justice to everything that we have. Right here in our studios in Lagos State, Nigeria, is Comrade Moses Onyego. Thank you so very much, Moses, for being here. Yeah. Beautiful. And also we have joining us all the way from Italy, it's Comrade Lucky Okowa Oliogo. Comrade Lucky, thank you so very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Right, and still from Italy we have Apostle Lucky Eno, President General Ndokwa Voice in Diaspora. Thank you so very much, Apostle, for being here. We truly do appreciate you.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And we have from Delta State, Nigeria, Comrade Stanley Nkem Ado. Thank you so very much also for being here. And lastly, we have joining us equally from Lagos State, Nigeria, is Barrister Evans Ofeli, Barrister at Law. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for being there with us.
Very well, thank you.
Beautiful. All right, so let's get talking on the many things we have going on concerning the electrification project and lighting up Ndokwa community and so many other projects. And I'd love to start with you, Comrade Moses, because you're here with me physically. So far, so good. We had this discussion before now. Since then, what has improved? What is yet to be taken care of?
Okay. After our last discussion to date, I can tell you absolutely nothing has been done.
Nothing has been done?
Apart from social media attacks from here and there by the media heads of the Deputy Governor and even the Deputy Governor himself. We have seen no visible impact. The lights in, that's when you talk of, like what the Deputy Governor made claim to, that some areas have been, lights have been restored in some areas.
Yes.
We have Ogume, he talked of Ogume, he talked of Onichokwani, he talked of Utagba-Ogbe. I can precisely tell you that those areas were already under, they were about restoring those lights even before the protest came up.
Oh, okay.
Lights in those areas were even restored a few days after the protest. So we would say we've not felt the impact of the Deputy Governor himself on this issue of the lights. Because these areas where the lights were restored, most were restored by individuals.
By individuals?
Individuals.
Not the government of Delta State?
No. That of Utagba-Ogbe was restored by an individual. That of Onichokwani was restored also by an individual. It's only that of Ogume that we can say, yes, it's the Commissioner of Urban Renewal in person of Honorable Commissioner Michael Ifeanyi that's paid the price to see that that of his own community, which is Ogume, is also restored. All we've seen from the angle of the government is just the bush clearing and We just know that, yes, we noticed the bush parts were cleared.
Yes.
The poles that were there, none has been replaced. The power lines have not been replaced, so we can't say anything meaningful is being done yet.
All right, so there's so much you had, going on there because there are counter information that we have on the side of the government, what I would love us to, take on as, of course, the time goes on. I'd love to go to you right now to Barrister Fansufeli. According to the report that we have, the deputy governor, Sam Onyeme, he said, I'd love to quote him, what is the interpretation of peaceful protest? Is it the beating of a serving commissioner? Is it the destruction of not less than 4 vehicles? Is it the extorting money from motorists? Or what is the definition of peaceful protest? He asked. I would love to believe it's a rhetoric question. And he further said, is it the attack on my person on social media, which he said the loss of defamation had been done, by him, by so many people against him? And I'd love you to report to this issue. Particularly, is it referring to what you had said the last time we had this conversation?
Well, nobody has abused or defamed the deputy governor, except that some persons have taken up the social media by trying to make up issues. The last broadcast we had, wherein we talk about this issue, we clearly stated the fact that they had a meeting wherein the deputy governor of Delta State, Onyeme, said that the protest was just about noise. And when he made that statement, we found it rather necessary to respond to him, and we did that. And when we did that, some persons went on social media, to write, abuse themselves, cast aspersions on my personality and other members of the group, wrote a lot of unprintable things and called us unprintable names and the rest of that. But I understand they apply. These are very poor people who are trying to please politicians, because people think that when they stand for the elite, when the elite are doing the wrong thing, then the elite will now get them on board and make them rich and make them successful. One of them is a photographer who had begged me some time ago to help him get money that he used to work for one of the SSA to the governor. Had called me on phone consultant to help him so that he can be paid and the rest of that. These are the kind of people, charlatans, that are casting aspersion on me and talking about things they don't know about, another member of the groups. So for me, it's very clear what we have done. We said that the protest is not noise, and it's not. It's not even directed at the state government. The state government jumped into it. Nobody called the official of the state government. They just jumped on it. They actually gaslighting. They get crashed into the protest. You understand? So,
yes, sorry for interjecting there. It was the responsibility of the government of the day to ensure peace in that area. According to the Nigerian police force, it stated that the youth in that community were blocking the major road in that place, and they would not stand aside while that happens. So don't you think they are legitimate if they get crashed on that particular...
Let me tell you what happened. When the protest started, they blocked the road, and so some persons intervened that one side should be blocked and the other side should be left, for people to find their way, because it's a busy road. And the protesters allowed that to happen. People still had access, you understand. Even the judge of the state high court was blocked and he was given access because there's a path for which they allow people to pass and the rest of that. Then the deputy governor, who was not there, has made another statement that we want to debunk. He said that what we call peaceful protests, was blocking of road, extorting money from motorists, and that we were also engaged in destroying vehicles and beating up a serving commissioner of the state. You see, the deputy governor, with due respect to him, may have to provide evidence to that effect, because the protesters, those who went for that protest, are not hungry people. They are not. They are people who have power supply in their houses. All of us have power supply, solar, and the rest of that in our houses. What we are doing is for the common good of all. Nobody has insulted, denigrated, or cast aspersion at the deputy governor. In fact, in that broadcast, I refer to the deputy governor as our father, as it were. But we're not happy that first he granted an interview at the Arise TV and said that those who want to protest are not from Ndokwa, and that they are paid people who have been paid by politicians to disrupt the peace and harmony in Delta State. But that's not the truth. So we came out and said, no, you're getting this thing wrong. Okay, these are people from Ndokwa. These are people that are saying the truth. These are people who are saying there is a need for us to have power supply in Delta State, in Ndokwa land. And it's very critical. You understand? Then he had that meeting when he called it noise. This second meeting again, he has now raised another allegation again. That the peaceful what we call peaceful was extortion, was we beat up serving commissioner, that we destroy vehicles, okay, and all sorts of allegations here and there. I was saying these allegations are false, because he has no proof, by the way. They are false. And no one is trying to, cast aspersion or reduce him in the eyes of right society. But we are saying that it is important that the public get to know the truth. The meeting they've had consistently, he's had opportunity to actually come to terms with the reality of these protests. But he has failed to do that. Rather, he will start casting aspersion on peaceful protesters and people who came out voluntarily to protest and ask for power supply.
All right.
Which is their right under the law.
Very true.
Exercising your right under the law cannot be an offense. The deputy governor cannot make it an offense overnight. It is the constitution, it is the law. The constitution is the ground norm. The constitution is bigger than the president, bigger than the governors. So if the citizens are taking upon themselves to exercise their right under the law, no one can stand against them. Because that is the right thing to do under the law. So this is to let the public know that no one, not in this broadcast, not in the one before, or in anyone, have anyone attacked the deputy governor. Rather, you have been told the truth, the plain truth, that you don't call protest noise, that is one. You don't call protesters extortionists. It is wrong.
All right.
You are the one casting aspersion at us, not the other way around. You don't say we destroy because you don't have evidence, you don't have proof.
All right.
You may have to provide the proof.
All right, thank you so very much, Barrister. I think it's becoming very interesting at this point. Most importantly, for the fact that the last broadcast we had got to the face of the deputy governor, and which is why he is speaking out. But I'd love to direct these questions to Comrade Stanley. According to the report we have, the people who visited him in Asaba, I'd love to mention them here. The President General of Utagba-Ogbe Kingdom, Chief Ifeanyi Edeme, and Barrister Francis Obiogbo and others, they stated here, according to what we have, that the youth who were demonstrating for Light Up Ndokwa were ill-informed, assuring that Kwale will no longer be a venue for uncalled for a protest. Comrade Stanley, does that mean that there's something both parties are not agreeing to? Because these are still your brothers who are saying that the protest you people had, which led to your arrest, were ill-informed.
Well, thank you very much. Let me just laugh a little. By the special grace of God, the PG, who happens to be Engineer Ifeanyi Edeme, is a very good friend of mine and a father figure, an elderly brother that have been supporting the progress of this Light Up Ndokwa, where we started in 2015 under PG's Group International, which I happen to be the secretary of that organization. And we know the support he gave to us. But saying that, which I found those things they said funny, because this morning he called me this morning, and are seeking for a way to reach out and let's discuss the way forward. Which I also told him that these are the areas that we are not happy about. How can you tell us that the protesters are ill-informed and the entire Utagba-Ogbe will not allow such that a youth will not come out again to stand and demand for their rights? So that means you are not looking for our well-being, rather you are looking for your own. He said no, that all he wants, he just took over position as the leadership of, took over the leadership of Utagba-Ogbe as the President General, just, I think last week or thereabout. I said, well, when I was in incarceration, none of the Utagba-Ogbe persons, none, apart from individual that came to Asaba to meet with me, none of the Utagba-Ogbe executive, both past government and present government when I was in incarceration, even the youths, nobody came to see me. They are not more Utagba-Ogbe than me, because I am from Utagba-Ogbe, I am from Utagba-Ogbe. Both places are where solidify anyone that says it's from Utagba-Ogbe. Yes, this is where your root is coming from. And nobody ever came to see me or ever went to the deputy governor to discuss about my case. None of them. But rather,
are you still there, Comrade Stanley? All right, I think we're having a little bit of a connection issue there with Comrade Stanley. And I'd love to go to you, Comrade Lucky or Liogo, on this particular matter. I know you are far away from here, miles away, but of course you are still very connected to what is happening down home. And I'd love to say that for the past 20 years, the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Anambra, Enugu, and 7 other states have been receiving electricity from the federal government independent power plant, which of my community in Ndokwa East local government area is has the facility that had made that possible. With all of this going on, especially with your kinsmen, not being shoulder to shoulder on this particular cause, what do you think is the problem here? Come here, Lucky Oliogo.
Thank you very much. I think it has come to a time that we will have to let our kinsmen know that enough of all this deceit. Enough of all this deceit. Our kinsmen cannot join. If they want to become kinsmen, let them become kinsmen. If they want to go into politics, now let them come up openly and go into politics. It has come to our notice that we will not take it lightly, whereby a kinsman don't want to stand as a kinsman to speak for the development of our communities. If our kinsmen cannot be there to speak for the way forward of the people, then why are they kinsmen? That my community is being generating power to 9 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, and we that is distributing these things, we are in darkness. All they can do is to begin to say all sorts of things that they love saying. I just want to pass this message to them that our eyes are open, and whatever it takes us, whatever it will take us to draw them, to draw their attention, to go and do the needful, or to go and represent the whole community in Ndokwa land, that this is what we need, that is what they must do. They are not more Ndokwa than us. We all own Ndokwa. The rights they have as a kinsman is also the rights that we have as an Ndokwa sons and daughters in the diaspora. So if you say you are a kinsman and you are not representing your kingdom, you say you are a kinsman, you are not speaking for the development of your kingdom, so who are you? That we can be generating power, electricity to people while we are in darkness. Who do they, what, I don't know what they are thinking. If they want to become a politician, let them come out and become a politician. Then we will know that we don't have kinsmen. But as far as kinsmen is concerned, what we are saying, that we are in darkness. and enough of this tactless. And if they did not do the needful, which means they want the 9 states that we are giving light, maybe those 9 states will begin to experience what Ndokwa nation has been experiencing for all these years. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I think that's another talk for another day, because I would love to believe our lawyer would love to speak to us on the consequences of that if it's ever possible that we disrupt a national facility made possible by the Nigerian government. I'd love to go to you, Apostle Lucky Eno. You are an opinion leader, an elder statesman. When you speak, people listen. Your brother, Monday Onyeme, has said that BEDC would produce or provide for electricity. Already he said that the TCN is already making possible electric poles to the community. But the people are still insistent on the IPP stepping down the power plant to Ndokwa community. So I would love to ask, is it not better the community at least make do with what is possible, which is the state government is making available, than going for something that might take a little time? And the more time is spent, the more the people do not have electricity. What do you think?
Thank you. What I want to say here is that our deputy governor, you see, as a deputy, you know what your the people want, and you know what they need, and you go for what they want. So we ask for step down IPP because it has been a long time. This has been an issue. It's not now. So as a deputy, being as Ndokwa, representing Ndokwa as a nation. So you do what the people need, what they ask for, what they clamor for, you do for them. So going for putting the poll is not that the answer, because tomorrow the poll will vandalize and those things don't work. So as the apostle, look, I've spoken to them. I wrote a letter to all the assembly from the office of our office, and I've written a letter to everyone here, both this the chief, the governor, the president, everyone here, written a letter to all the states. That look, this is what we want. Step down the IPP. And this is what we want. It's how many billions of the country? Billions of dollars to step down the IPP. That's what we are clamoring for. We are not we are set for this. That this is what Ndokwa nation. For example, I traveled to Nigeria last year, and I got to Nigeria, and I got to my place, and somebody gave birth to my sister. So there's no light in the facility for them. So they wanted for the next money. That is what's it called, POS, to work for I can confirm money in the hospital, and there's no light there. So I have to wait for 2 hours. Wow. Look at so standing there. Now, they are from Emuno. Listen to me. We are not getting light for 20. No, it's not that wrong. It's not very wrong. I'm very angry as a pastor. So we don't have light, and we need that. Forget about this pole, the lighting, all this thing. We don't need that. We need the step down, and that is what we are going for. Every other thing is not in the little. It's not. We don't have that. I went to Zoro here. Yesterday, the chairman of Zoro stepped. They have everything is working in Zoro here, close to Emuno, and that is the chairman putting things there in Zoro here. Look at Okwane. Delta State, Ndokwa don't have that for 25 years. What a pity. We need to step down that IPP. And that IPP, there's nothing. We are going for. Step down IPP. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Moses, let's get back to you. And I'd love to have you respond to what he has said. Electricity is electricity. Whether it's coming from up or it's coming from down, it's either stepping down or connecting from the whatever. So why not go for what it's already available?
Okay. Thank you very much. Once again, when you want to talk about the power supply, we all know that generally we have this epileptic supply from BEDC.
Okay. Apart
from it being epileptic, we know how outrageous their billing system is. You don't have meters, and you get overcharged for poor power supply. And like we have all been agitating and saying, we have the IPP in Okwa,
yes,
providing light even to the Aso Rock, not just the Federal Capital Territory.
Well, yeah.
The Aso Rock itself, the light the presidency is enjoying is coming from Okpa in Ndokwa Nation. Other states of the Federation, about 7 if not more than, are still enjoying same benefits. Then what deprives the place where this thing is coming from enjoying same? Why giving us BEDC? You should have taken the Benin Electricity Distribution Company to other localities and give us our IPP. It's not much to ask of. It is what the environmental impact assessment came up with as a report in 2002. And in 2005, President Olusegun Obasanjo attested to it and confirmed and approved that, okay, 50 megawatts should be stepped down for the host community spread across 50-kilometer radius.
Yes.
And when we go by that, the 3 local governments that make up Ndokwa Nation is within that range.
Okay.
So what is holding it since 2005 and this 2025, 20 years after the President Olusegun Obasanjo has approved it?
Yes.
Why is it that till date it has not been achieved? So this is what is that's what's called for the agitation.
Okay.
Because we want to really know what is behind this. The government of our former president, our late president, Muhammad Buhari, voted out some fund for this same project before he left office. In Jonathan's tenure, same projects, money were voted for it. So if after all this, and yet Ndokwa Nation is still expressing darkness, and you are telling us in 2 months' time, BEDC will be available, and it's over 2 months. It's over 2 months now, and yet we don't have BEDC. So what are we not talking about? So that's why the people are like, no, we can no longer bank on expectation of the BEDC, but we want the IPP to be stepped down for us.
Very well. Barrister, I would love for you to take on this particular matter because, of course, you have been in and out of this issue. And I would love you to fleshing this out for us, particularly in 2021. In 2021, the Transmission Company of Nigeria awarded a 132 kV double circuit transmission line valued at about 4.2 billion naira to this particular project, the stepping down project. I'd love you to maybe help us understand why till today that thing hasn't taken off. The senator representing you, Ndokwa, had talked about this, but still nothing is happening. So speak to us. What do you think is happening? Why is it that the 4.2 billion contract hasn't taken off yet?
Yeah, part of the reason for this very protest shrouded in secret. Return again. Okay, you represent a senatorial district. You do not brief the district what your doings are, what you are doing in terms of the projects that you met, okay, unfulfilled. Okay, the federal government have put in a lot in this to make it work. Okay, but some persons do not want it to fly. Okay, some persons don't want it to fly. Ned Nwoko himself, instead of him to focus on the 50 kilometers radius for which that project was approved, you understand? He's talking about the dam. There's a dam. Now, when the thing come up, the dam can also benefit. It's host communities. Host community in Ndokwa. The host community is in Ndokwa, 50 kilometers. But he's trying to, instead of him to allow that to fly first, before you talk about the dam and the expansion, because he is from the other side of the state, he now wants to merge some other things with the step down. The step down is 50 kilometers radius, which does not really fall into his own community, but he's trying to talk about connecting it to a dam and let all of it. That's not how to. This is this thing about interest, politicians and their lack of the proper representation. I find it very disturbing. focus on what has been approved. Let it take off. Once it takes off, you can now talk about an expansion. If there's a need to have a dam that will connect and make it go wider and spread forth, fine and good. Especially now that the states now have the right under the law to generate and distribute. It becomes simple. Let the one that has been approved first by government take off. He's trying to merge it up with something else. And that is where I find it very disturbing. Okay? And I think that they have to go to work, because the protesters were not going to sleep until this project is executed. This project was approved for us, okay? And for one reason or the other, it has not taken off. And we're not finding it funny, because there are a lot of things our people can do. They have power supply. They can generate wealth on their own. They can do a lot of things on their own. They have power supply. Okay? The state will not need to come and do empowerment for us, or to come and feed us, or to come and do whatsoever. If you have power supply, our people are very creative people. So we can create our own wealth chain by just giving us that power supply, which is, by the way, our right under the law.
Yes, but I had wanted to ask you, have you taken advantage of the freedom of information rights, the FOI, in finding out why this 4.2 billion contract for the step down is yet to take off? Have you taken time? Have you?
I discussed that with a colleague yesterday. Yes. That I need to write to the ministry involved. Okay, the Ministry of Power. That I need to write to get information, updated information, and that is why we joined them in the suit. We joined them in the suit we have before the Federal Court in Asaba. Part of which will deepen the conversation by that same token to use the Freedom of Information Act to get the requisite information as to what is stopping or what is going on, and so that we're able to get a 360-degree information about what has happened so far. And we are doing all this on our own resources. We are doing all this for the collective good of all. You understand? And you now have some miscreants, okay, trying to cast aspersion on our persons. And I've told them several times, see, you can only attack my physique. You can never get to my conviction. And that applies to every other member of the group. You can only attack our physique and call names. You cannot get to our conviction. Our conviction is extraterrestrial. It cannot be quenched by any person, any human. Okay? So we will keep doing what we're doing. And to also sound a lot of warning here, we are not fighting the Delta State government. We are not. This thing we're doing, it is the state government that is supposed to do it. But because they are guilty of what they call laches and acquiescence, they have slept over their rights. The citizens, therefore, have taken it upon themselves to do it. And they should allow us to do it.
All right. Thank you.
They should allow us to, since they have failed in their responsibility to go and speak about this and get this project down to our communities, they should allow us to do that. Because first, we elected them, laboring under the belief that our mandate that was submitted to them, our allegiance that we gave to them, they will use it to our benefit. It turned out that allegiance and mandate that we gave to them, they are using it against us. That when we talk is noise. That when we protest, we are starting. We are beating up commissioners. We are destroying vehicles, and we are doing all sorts and all name call it. I was saying, no, that's not what we are doing. Okay. We are doing the job you have refused to do. That's exactly what we are doing. We have gone out there to do the job you have refused to do. That dirty job, allow us to do it. Don't call us names. We must do it. We cannot allow you to mess us up. And then we will now be lethargic and be confuted and all that. See, when a farmer start a field on the ground that he does not intend to harvest. The ground, the soil, reads the farmer indifferent. The wind, the cosmic administration of the universe, the rain and everything reads the indifference of that farmer. And nature will come together to support his outing to ensure that he does not harvest that.
All right, Barrister.
That's only what is going. The way they are posturing is to ensure that we do not harvest. So we now say no, by virtue of countering that ideology, we have taken up the mantle and to decide that we are the farmers who intended to harvest. Therefore, we are going to take charge of the cosmos and deliver exactly what we have to deliver to our people.
All right, thank you so very much. There's no gainsaying, ladies and gentlemen, that the Ndokwa community is a very peaceful community, and we wouldn't want to have a repeat of what we see in other Niger Delta regions happening in Ndokwa, and which is why I think it's very important that peace must be the very good antidote that we need at this particular point. Comrade Stanley, are you there?
Yes, I'm here with you.
Yes, beautiful. Sorry for the little glitch that we had. We lost you. But I would love you to, if possible, continue from where you stopped and equally join this question too. We have it that the Commissioner of Works and Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniagu, who's said that the Opai Power project is not a state government project. And he said, we can only begin to make an effort to see how we can begin to benefit. And that is ongoing. With capital letter, it is ongoing, which means that the BEDC would come when the step down, of course, makes a manifestation, then the community would enjoy it. Don't you think that is enough opportunity to give them the benefit of a doubt?
Thank you very much. In fact, when these politicians start speaking, I keep laughing at most of their words. You know, in 2017, when the project was approved and awarded, the TCM people came. We are here in Kwale, the Utagba-Ogbe, mainly Musarege town hall, and they agreed that this project of the IPP step down is long overdue. That will make sure that they complete this project within the next 3 years, from 2017 to 2020. And they will now use the existing Benin Disco, which is a BEDC, Benin Electricity Distribution Company, the existing franchise, the pole, the wires and the cables and all that, to distribute. We say, fine, that's a good one. If you guys can do it, we'll be happy. What we are talking about in the Ndokwa nation is not anything about the Benin Disco. It's that 33 kV that the Obasanjo administration approved to the Ndokwa people. And you know the reason why he approved it? To avoid clashes and crisis between the host communities and the company. Until date, nothing has been done. If the state government is saying that they have, yes, actually the project is a federal government project, but the state has a hand, they have a part to play, because there is about 6 acres of land that they're supposed to sanfill before the tower line can get to the IPP plant. And they are not even talking about that. How can they say they don't have hand in the IPP step down? If the IPP step down is also part of their responsibility. So, if they are telling us now that the IPP step down is a fully federal government project, which we know, but they, the state government, also have a part to play in making sure that the IPP step down is achieved in Ndokwa land. So, the Commissioner for Information, Charles Aniagu, coming to say that this is what is happening, the state government, that is a blatant lie. So what we are asking for and what we are standing on our ground is the IPP step down, that uninterrupted power supply that can never go off, which the federal government has approved for us since 2005. Because without such power supply, Ndokwa cannot develop. We don't need that epileptic power supply. We need that 33 uninterrupted as it is in Aso Rock. So we need also be in Ndokwa nation. People that are afraid of Ndokwa development. Because when there is power supply, constant and regular power supply in Ndokwa land, I bet you there will be no region in the entire Delta state that will be compared to Ndokwa nation. Quote me. And they know this. We can't be hosting 7 parental oil company and second largest gas deposit in the world, and yet you are still living in business. You are telling us what to give us BEDC. What to do with BEDC? My brother, I'm not happy with the way the whole thing is going, but thank God we'll keep pushing, like our barrister has said, like our people in diaspora has also said, like also my brother in your studio, Comrade Moses has also said, we keep pushing, and hopefully by the time of God, just what the deputy governor has been saying, that we extorted money from people, he will come out and prove it, because the case is still in court. He will come out and prove it, that there are people that were extorted money from, when we are doing a peaceful protest, on that very day of June 16th, the vehicles that were vandalized, the properties that are destroyed, the buildings that are destroyed, they will come out and show us. Thank you very much, my brother. So I don't want to go further. Thank you.
Comrade Lucky Oliogo, I would love you to maybe take this as we wind down. You are in the diaspora, and I know how much you feel about some of these things. You know, you are in a place where there are uninterrupted power supply readily available, and because of that you see industrialization where you are, you see growth and development. Entrepreneurs grow because there is availability of power where you are. Now when you consider what's happening down home, my question is, how do you think we can possibly settle this without causing so much trouble? Like I said before, Ndokwa community is a peaceful community. We wouldn't want to see skirmishes of trouble here and there. What do you think is the best way we can handle this without necessarily causing too much trouble?
Thank you so much. Our peacefulness have led us to where we are today. Because Ndokwa Nation are the most peaceful people, our leaders take us for granted. They think that we don't know what we do, we don't know what we are doing. They believe that whenever they come with a good story, we are very easy to deceive. They believe that when they call us for meeting, they prepare some jollof rice and cow meat. When we finish eating, we will say to them, Ishegware. This time is not the time to say Ishegware. The time we are now is, without life there is no development. Without life, there is no progress. Without life, there is even the people living in the diaspora. We have a lot of opportunity to bring back home for our people. But when there is no power supply, what are you going to do? So these are the things that have been worrying, that keep disturbing us while we are pushing for this thing. And I want to use this opportunity to send this message to all our kinsmen in Ndokwa Nation, letting them to know that we will not be under pretense while other people are benefiting from what the gods of our land have given to us. I will be the last person to accept this rubbish that they have given to Ndokwa Nation on yearly basis, or in the name of elite or leader or governor or chairman or whatsoever. What we are telling them now is this: what we need, that let this life be given to our people. Then we can as well begin to bring in things, bring in development in our nation. And sorry to say, there's one of our music man, late Smart William, he made one parable. He said, Ogwe Adachuzo Nanundokwa, which means, he said, a big tree has fallen in blocking the land of Ndokwa Nation. And what are the big trees that are falling, that is blocking Ndokwa Nation? One is this darkness. And sorry to say, two are the people whom we have sacrificed our time in rain and in sun to go and give them our vote for them to come and work for us. So we want to remove that Ogbe from Ndokwa nation. That is the step that Light Up Ndokwa Association has taken, that this time around that Ogbe must be removed. So whatsoever that are standing as a barrier in this life issue should be removed. If it is an elder that is standing on against it, that elder will be, whoever that is standing against it should be removed, because if we keep on keeping quiet, then we keep on using us, and still people are benefiting from what we have in 9 states. Do you know what it takes that our community land are not producing well? There are a lot of air pollution all over the places, but still we are not benefiting. We don't have the dividend of those things that air pollution have destroyed all over the places.
All right.
So enough of silence. We cannot be silent again. And the deputy governor should bring a genuine proof. The service commission that was beaten, because you cannot say you are representing your people, the same time you are even knocking on their head. We need the deputy governor to bring out a proof of the service commissioner that was beaten. The car that were destroyed, we need, because even the one that they did to us, the evidence are all over the places. And again, sorry to say, we are also telling the deputy governor, Onyeme, that this life we are talking is going to be on Ndokwa nation as a whole, not only in Utagba-Ogbe, not only in Onyeme, not only in Abi, but we are talking that this light should be distributed all over Ndokwa nation. So with that light, there's nothing you can think of. People cannot come and invest. People cannot even do anything. A lot of things, a lot of opportunity are be taken away from us, because our region is full of darkness. Right. Enough of this darkness. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. Apostle Lucky, I'd love to have you, this is my last question to you. You are a spiritual mentor, an opinion leader, like I said before. This is more of conflict resolution. When you have disputes between two people not in agreement, there are always ways to solve it without necessarily causing so much trouble. What's your take on this particular matter? Your brother, the deputy governor, has said he would ensure that things work. Give him time is what he has asked. While the BEDC is making everything possible, step down would be made available. As a spiritual mentor, what do you think, if this was on your table right now, what would be your best advice to solving the problem?
Thank you. One of the things we are praying for Ndokwa nation. We need just prayer and also seek for God intervention. You see, when the people of Israel were under sin, until when Moses came, they were liberated from the hands of the Egyptians. So we are praying. So I'm still praying for the nation, for the country, my land, and the land which I came from, that Ndokwa land. That's where I was born. So if I come, we just call him for also to hear the word of God. Sometimes most they don't listen to the word of God. You see, sometimes they do what is in their mind. But now, as we pray, we also come for the wisdom of God and also do what we want to do. So for me, we see to that side to see that the nation, our country, the land of Ndokwa is light up. So when we are still praying, we are still doing the mission. Okay, so we don't take only prayer. That's why the country, Africa, Nigeria, is that way. So the prayer with there, and also let's take action. So I'm a prayer person, and I love something action. So like Onyeme, if Onyeme could listen to people, to listen to spiritual father, you will go far. But always do what you want to do in the circle. So, but forgetting that we have men of God that God has called in the nation to decree and declare. The Bible says, "Thou shalt decree a thing." Like what I said, if you don't give way, that let light come to Ndokwa, that you are the one that stood, that stand that Ndokwa will not shine. God will bring you down. That's what I want to say. And I pray that they listen and obey what God is saying. But my brother, I thank you so much. So that what I want to say as a leader of Ndokwa brought in that scholar. I will still government also to them, call them and speak to them as a pastor, as a father, and also join my family, my family to see that the light of Ndokwa and step down IPP is what I stand for. Nothing of such. And I'm a disciplinary man and I must stand for that. May God bless you all. May God bless Ndokwa nation. And the light will shine in Ndokwa. He says, Lord says, let the light shine and the light shine. That's why God said that in a way God created, they said darkness is not good. That He brings light in. Everywhere we are light up and things begin to move. And that's what I'm thankful for. May God bless us. In Jesus' name. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Apostle. Moses, just before we conclude, my last question to you. Governor Sheriff Oborowori, according to what we have, has been approached by Senator Onwoko on step down of this, a better way to do that, since nobody can account for the 4.2 billion naira. So Senator Okowa has said that Nwoko, sorry, I get to mix both for them together. So Senator Nwoko has said he has given a proposal to Sheriff Oborowori on a PPP model that makes it possible for the step down to be done. And under this arrangement, investors would receive their money in installments from the state government through an irreversible standing payment order or consumer billing. So when you want a band A, it is not free according to the PPP. All right, the community would have to pay for it, but Sheriff is not going for it. So what do you think? The senator has done more than enough.
Okay, thank you.
So?
On that note, all I can say is, if you really look into it, you see that it's more of a political issue.
Between who and who?
Between the senator.
And
because if he's truly
out, governor.
Yes, because if the senator really wants
the governor, yeah,
yes,
sorry.
If the senator really wants the light up in the Ndokwa issue or the light to be restored, there are better ways. We just knew that he came up, he was looking for a soft target because he noticed or he knows very well that when it comes to Delta North, Ndokwa has the largest vote when it comes to election. In Delta State, after the Urhobos, you are the second largest ethnic group. So he knows that once you've been able to capture Ndokwa nation, and it comes to election or politics, means you've gotten a good voice to your side. So he was only trying to see a way whereby he can look sympathetic to the plight of the Ndokwa people. Meanwhile, he's not really pursuing the goal.
So you mean he doesn't mean it with the PPP thing?
With the way it is, because if you watch after the current government moved into APC with him,
yes,
he lost his voice. So before they all moved into APC, he was always using that as a point. He was attacking the government, he was attacking PDP. You don't want to give Ndokwa the step down. I'm out for the step down, step down or nothing. But now they've all moved into the same boat again. And he has suddenly lost his voice. And his focus is now on annual state creation. We are not saying annual state creation, whatever is not good. But all we are asking for is, this is already an existing project. It's not even a fresh project. So him saying the governor has refused to listen to him, as a senator, he's closer to the TCN at Abuja.
Yes.
Why can't he use this office to ask whichever persons that are holding this light up, or this light, restoration of light, or stepping down the IPP phase 2, he has the right to call them and raise it as a motion in the House. These people will be called to order. We're not asking for a fresh budget. Like I said, Buhari's administration released funds for this.
2021.
Obasanjo's administration released funds for this.
So who are those siphoning these funds then?
So that is why he, as a senator, he has the interest of the Ndokwa nation. He should have used his office as a senator to approach the necessary ministries and say, why is this project lying fallow? Instead, he is using it for a political game. And that's why he's only after the government doesn't want to sponsor. It's not a fresh project. So why are you asking the government to sponsor it as if it's a fresh project? Why not use your office as the senator representing the Ndokwa nation and Delta North at large? Because the step down we're talking of, like what the barrister said earlier, when the step down comes to reality, it's not just for the 3 local governments in the Ndokwa nation. According to research, and even the senator, he has made it clear that once this light is stepped down, phase 2 is stepped down, that even the 9 local governments in Delta North can be beneficiaries of this step down. So if a whole senatorial district can benefit from it, then why are they playing politics with it? So this, and that's why even before we go, you have some questions, and let me just throw little light on that. On the issue of the commissioner and the, what happened on the day of the protest. Yes. You could see on the screen, we had pictures and videos of when the commissioner was addressing the people. All you could see were youths with their mobile phones taking record of his speech. So at what point was it with their phones they became violent and started stoning him with their phones?
So at no point did you deface his vehicle?
The only part of the vehicle,
yes,
that's which according to even him, the pictures he uploaded on the social media, yes, that's the commissioner in question. Because the commissioner in question is the commissioner of youth.
Okay.
With the pictures he uploaded on his own, on the ministry's Facebook page, a day after the protest, what was damaged was just the backlight, the side light.
So which means something was damaged.
And
it was done by someone.
Certainly, but what we are trying to say is if the protest was as it was, that's
I beg to disagree on that. Please. Nobody damaged the vehicle of anybody.
That was the point I'm saying.
During the protest. Nobody damaged the vehicle of anybody during the protest. If the commissioner of youth that said he came to Kwale during the time we were protesting, maybe he went and damaged his vehicle by himself. That is left for him.
This is
but
Nigeria for
when we were protesting, nobody, any vehicle. Nobody damaged any vehicle. Rather, it was the governor, deputy governor, that sent police people to come and start shooting us gas and damage our vehicles. And destroyed most of our people and injured most of us. Some persons are still being bedridden up to date.
So
thank you very much.
Like what I was saying, you can see, because if these protesters were not being peaceful, when you look at the videos of the protests, you see people dancing, jubilating with their mobile phones and all the rest. If it was a violent protest, you wouldn't have seen the protesters even coming with their bikes, because over 20 bikes were destroyed by the police. We have videos of that. So if they were the ones that were violent, they would have been there with their bikes.
Very true.
And even the pictures that the commissioner has put out shows that the people he was discussing with us, he was standing in the midst of the protesters. So if the protest was that violent, he wouldn't have had that peaceful atmosphere whereby he could stand to talk. All that happened was after he addressed the protesters were like, okay, we heard you, but we don't want to hear from, we want the government, that's the governor or the deputy governor, to say something so that we know what is holding back this step down. You are not coming in with proper information that we need. He was not giving us the information we need. He was only asking, okay, as the commissioner of youth, I'm here as a youth, everybody should calm down. But we're like, we are calming down, but we want to know what is holding
the project.
The project.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Barrister, my last question just before we call it a wrap for today. How do we de-escalate this particular matter? What do you think is the best bet on this issue? If possible, you can equally take on any other issue that we had talked about or had asked other comrades.
De-escalating the issue on that reference is the provision of the IPP. Providing the IPP is what can de-escalate the tension. You see this name calling, these were extortionists with destroyed vehicle and the rest of that will not fly. These are blackmail. It will not fly. The reason it will not fly is because it's false. Okay? It's false. Leaders should learn to lead. And how do you lead effectively? Is to carry your people along and to be truthful. Uphold your integrity. The allegiance given to you to lead is hard-earned allegiance. It's hard-earned mandate. So you need to deploy it adequately. You don't look down on your followers. Okay? That is exactly what you have. And we're doing.
Are you still there, Barrister? Barrister, are you still there? Okay, so Barrister was actually speaking to this matter. We have a little bit of glitch there. Are you still there, Barrister?
Yes.
All right. And I think Barrister had to leave us. I guess lots of glitch there. But I think we just have to leave it at this particular point. We would love to believe that with time to come, we would continuously have this conversation to see if really something will be done to ensure that electricity is given. Electricity is the most basic of all things that is available. Nigeria got electricity in late 18th century, even before some European countries did get electricity. And many decades and years after that, it's still very disturbing that so many communities like Ndokwa do not have electricity. And I think that is so despicable. And why the government of Delta State, Sheriff Oborowori and Monday Onyeme should do something about it to make sure that this comes to a lasting end. Thank you so very much, comrades, for being here. Comrade Moses Onyogu, thank you so very much. I truly do appreciate you. Comrade Lucky Onyogu, I truly do appreciate you for being here with us. Apostle Lucky Enu, thank you so very much also for being here. Comrade Stanley, we truly do appreciate you. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We lost you. We had a little bit of glitch. You wanted to conclude on what you had saying just before we call it a wrap?
Yes. That's fine. That's fine.
All right. Okay, that's just about the time we have. We'd love to say thank you too much for being here. We truly do appreciate you, like I did say. Possibly we would have this conversation yet again as time goes on, just to see if anything will be done about this. It is our duty and our responsibility as those in the media to provide the necessary information to ensure that we hold leaders to account, bring their feet to the fire and leave it right there, such that they will do what is needful. That's about the time we have once more. Please do well to visit us. You can always read up on everything we've talked about today when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwebike. Thank you for watching. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, comrades. Thank you, Moses.
Thank you.